And with that, we are recording another episode of the 3-1 Association From the Armory podcast with Murph and Lassiter. If you notice some new accoutrements. Yeah,
accoutrements.
we have some new cool guy gear that we're wearing.
No, yeah, we're actually recording through a shameless plug, Blue Yeti microphones.
Yeah.
And we do have the Zoom device that we usually use running in the background just in case I did not figure out how to use any of the equipment.
As a backup, because we're both morons, and it's very feasible we need that.
Buttons confusing.
Yeah.
Shiny.
And you don't realize, like, we're finally hearing, I think, for the most part, what you people, and I say you people, not in a weird derogatory term, but the people that hopefully listen, we're actually hearing what you people hear on a regular basis. With every click, snap, drop of something, we're feeling your pain now too, because we're definitely hearing it in our headphones.
Yep, not definitely, we may have to, if you hear Rocky's my dog, if you hear him outside whining, let me know when you're
because he's right here.
We'll just stop it. So yeah, another 3-1 Association From the Armory podcast. Busy month. Actually, technically, we maybe even do 2 recordings for the, this is actually December's recording.
This is actually January 1st right now. We're recording for December.
For December.
Because we're those guys.
And then I'll be down up in Indiana for the 15th where we'll record another episode. And of course, with my swallow the beer, I do have the burps already.
Oh, great. Already.
Ready to go. So yeah. It would not be an FTA podcast if I didn't have to burp repeatedly. So, and again, we're drinking beer from Bold Patriot, Todd Hood and his crew. Always make a fine product.
Not actually sponsored,
but
we got to hang out with him. I finally got to meet him.
Yeah, I mean, a good guy. Super busy yesterday, so of course, understandably so. He didn't have too much time to talk. But he did cement the idea of us going down there and recording a podcast inside of the brewery.
Yeah, he said
an hour or so before they open up. So
yeah, that was pretty badass. Got to meet him, talked to him for a little bit. He was the only guy in that place working at the time when we showed up.
And the other older gentleman showed up.
He showed up a little bit later, about an hour or so later.
I think he's the other co-owner, because I know Todd's a we from what we made to understand. Yeah, that'd be only the 3rd time I've talked to him, and he's always busy. So, excuse me. Understandably so, it's kind of hard for him to carry on lengthy conversations.
Oh yeah, and then people started pouring in. Like the band was setting up. There was a little bit going on in that place. So
yeah, it was New Year's. So I hope everybody had a safe New Year's. Goodbye to 21.
Hope you had a great Christmas.
Exactly. Let's hope that 22 is if it's 10% better, I think that's acceptable.
Yep.
An acceptable increase.
1% is always a good thing. Yep.
Yeah. Good Christmas. You have a good Christmas?
I had a great Christmas.
What did you guys do?
My daughter and I?
Yeah.
I picked her up officially Christmas Eve. She stayed with her mom as late as she wanted because that's what she does.
Mm-hmm.
And Christmas Day, she hung out with us. We had a great time. I mean, we unwrapped our presents, did our normal stuff. Went to my mom's. My grandma came up there this time instead of going down to my grandma's. That's kind of weird. But, traditions change. So that was a new thing for us.
Yeah.
We'd always went down to my grandma's house. Now we're going to my mom's house. And my grandma comes to her house. It's just kind of weird.
And she's actually down. This is her first trip to actually been at my house. So
my daughter's, yeah. She's here this weekend. She's out with your fiance right now. Not to speak French to everybody.
Yeah.
But I'm going to get fancy like that. Yeah, fiance. And they're out at Chuck E. Cheese's.
Which we avoided twice today.
We avoided twice today.
That's actually their second visit.
We went and had beers at ML Rose across the street the first time, picked them up, and even sat in the vehicle when we got there too early. And then the second time, we're doing this. So while we're doing this in real time, they're over there right now giving the rat some money. And not Mickey Mouse, the other rat, the Chucky rat. So they're doing that.
They're both of them.
It's a different rat trap, but it's the same basic concept. Give them money and make your kids entertained.
So yeah, I guess if you have a mouse involved, it's
not sponsored by Disney.
It's important that you make money off the mouse.
Yep.
So.
Yep. How about you? What'd you do?
We visited Leslie's family in Jackson, Tennessee. Had a good Christmas. We're actually headed up or across to North Carolina next week from the 5th into the 10th, where we'll do Christmas That's the only time in that time frame, I think January 8th, was we could get everybody in the same area. There's a lot of people in my family that are, a lot of my cousins are first responders through fire, police. They work in the medical industry of some facet, education, so it's real hard to get everybody in the same spot. So January 8th appeared to be, which is kind of cool, because originally they had it planned for the 27th, but they couldn't get everybody in the same area until the 8th. So that's going to be fun. It's going to actually be the first time that Leslie gets to see my hometown, or one of them.
Oh,
so,
really?
Yeah, I was born in Durham, North Carolina, but I was pretty much raised in Roanoke Rapids. So
How, like, what's the difference in that? Is that something that people just locally would know, or is it?
no, well, most people
Like a
would know
big deal.
Durham, but Roanoke Rapids is only known for its rockfish or rock fishing. Great hunting, but it's supposedly one of the, I guess, is one of the people to say that the rockfish capital of the world is what they hang their hat on. There's a giant paper mill there, so it used to be a textile, but textile kind of folded, and I think Burlington factory had a warehouse out there, but they didn't necessarily fold, they just relocated. The only thing there really is the Rapids, Roanoke Rapids, and that paper mill, so that's pretty much.
See, when I hear Raleigh, I always hear Raleigh-Durham.
Raleigh-Durham, Chapel Hill, the triangle.
Okay.
So, but Raleigh is the state capital. If you're into, and the biggest thing is like people who are, if you follow college basketball, it's Raleigh's North Carolina State, Durham is Duke, and Chapel Hill is University of North Carolina.
See, that's funny. I didn't know Duke was North Carolina. I always thought Duke was Kentucky because they're blue and white, right?
Yep. No, I was actually born in Duke University Hospital. Duke is in North Carolina. So.
Yeah, I had no idea.
So going back, Christmas was really good. Spent a lot of time with family. Enjoyed ourselves. Super loud.
Yep.
It's it.
We can edit it or something. I don't know.
No,
I say this like I have any knowledge of the process.
It wouldn't, if you didn't catch a burp from John, it wouldn't be a FTA podcast.
Why not? Yeah, there's going to be alcohol involved.
We're not professionals, folks. So
If you haven't figured that out by now,
are you
this
not
is your first show.
entertained?
Yeah.
We're here to entertain.
This is your first show. You obviously don't know the school.
Yeah. So coming up on the new, actually in the new year. December was real good. A couple of events that we did. One of them, if you saw the posting yesterday, we partnered with Team RWB out of Clarksville, and and out of Nashville as well.
Yep. That's a national organization.
National organization,
but the local clubs.
The local club. So, but do a lot of give back to. It's all branches of the military. They don't necessarily cater to one or any more than the other. So it's made up of all military members. I guess
Even the best ones, the Marines.
Even the best one, I'm sure. Once, how big is Space Force right now?
There's like 3 people at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
What's it take to look at a spaceship?
Yeah.
How many does it take to man a telescope? 1, 2,
I don't know.
3 to write some stuff down?
Was that you was talking about yesterday about how you have a Marines ball, and then I think I saw something on social media about that Space Force had
Yep.
like a party, or they call it Space Balls.
Yeah.
I think it was either that or
We'll pause for laughter.
you put some laughter in there.
We need a laugh track.
Anyway, but for yesterday's event, we did.
It was for the FFE event.
Yeah, FFE was actually our time to put in the work as far as the Fire for Effect challenge, which was move yourself and move some weight. We moved 416 pounds of canned goods and bags of rice and cereals and peanut butter and other non-perishables. 5.2 miles uphill both ways with 13 people, 13 hard chartered. I think only 2 most of them were prior military, Army, Navy, Air Force. Amir's Air Force, Army, Jimmy, and only 2 or 3. I know Bill is a civilian, strong patriot though, good guy, and Jimmy's wife is civilian.
Okay.
So come to find out, but of course, being a military spouse, she said.
Yeah, it's not a prerequisite, but they all kicked ass. I mean, there wasn't a slacker in the bunch.
No.
Everybody shouldered some weight. I don't know anybody that didn't grab a coupon. And what did we figure out? That you figured it out somewhere along the way that it was like the equivalent of moving X amount of.
It was five sandbags, 80-pound sandbags with 13 people. So roughly, pretty much everybody at one time you had
There's no.
We call it the peanut butter.
Yeah, there's no hiding from the weight.
Peanut butter was the bitch.
Yeah.
It did not, like sand, you put it up on your shoulder and it kind of like flops down. Like, no, it just hung out there.
Yeah.
It just hung out. So that was for Second Harvest Food Bank of Middle Tennessee. That was our mission complete for the Fire for Effect Challenge. And for other things we did in December was the Wreaths Across America on December 17th.
We both did that and didn't know it.
Yep, we both did. You did it. You did it with Young Marines.
Yep.
Young Marines.
December 4th. Yep.
On December 4th, and on the 17th, we was at the Nashville City Cemetery in partnership with Sons of Revolution.
Okay.
It was really cool.
So how did that get organized for you guys? Because I'm curious. Like I said, we didn't plan that. That was you did Wreaths Across America. I did it. Totally different times. We didn't know each other were doing it. But how did you get tied into that?
That one was done after we had done what's a rucking event with the local rucking club called Nashville Rucking Crew, the Predator event, and all proceeds went toward purchasing wreaths. We were able to purchase 35 wreaths for for their program, and they had 99. So that's a pretty decent percentage of 99 wreaths. So
And those wreaths aren't cheap. Based on what the guy that organized ours up in Indiana, he was telling me that they're like, I forget what he said they are. They cost like a piece, like $30 or $35 a piece, maybe something like that.
The entrance fee was $35, so we were able to. But there were a lot of people who didn't. We had like 12, 13 participants in that event.
Yeah.
But a lot of people done like RWB again, donated a certain amount. 3rd Battalion 1st Marines, some anonymous donors got into it as well. So we were able to get 35 wreaths out of 99. And we were actually, due to the weather, a lot of people kind of shied away from it. A lot of us were able to, lay 2 wreaths.
Yeah.
So real cool place. What's really interesting is pretty much all the Nashville mayors, the ones no longer living, or it'd be terrible if you buried there living, but all the deceased mayors of Nashville are pretty much buried in that same cemetery. So, for that reason, it's the oldest cemetery in the state of Tennessee, from what I can understand.
Oh wow. Okay. So you said that you each got to lay 2 wreaths. That was predetermined. Like you get one, you get one.
No, we got a wreath, and we came back, and they said, "Would you guys want to lay another one?" Because some people didn't show up to lay wreaths. It's like,
okay.
Yeah, we went and laid another one. So
ours is. I don't want to disparage how it's ran because it's ran very well, but it sounds like more of a clusterfuck compared to the one you have. They just basically an individual. Ours is organized by the Sons. What is it? I'm gonna screw this up, so I wrote it down. Sons of the American Legion. So they organize it, and ours is at Garland Brook Cemetery in Columbus, Indiana. And the Young Marines team up, and they coordinate this ahead of time and say, hey, we're gonna help out. We're gonna have as many that can show up as possible, and they usually tie it in with like their graduation, end of the year ceremony, whatever. And they'll say, hey, right after this, go get you some lunch, come back and meet over at the cemetery, which is like, I don't know, half a mile away. Go over there, and as many that want to show up as they can, they do. Last year, the Water Dogs showed up too, whatever they're called. I'm not trying to be disrespectful to them. I can't remember. They're like the Navy, the young Navy guys. I don't know what they're called. Sea Scouts, maybe. I think that sounds right. Sea Scouts.
I guess it's better than young seamen.
Well, all seamen are technically really young. Yeah.
This is a picture of me they're younger.
Yeah, they show up and they're in like the naval camouflage, whatever the hell it is, the water digital shit. They show up in that. The Young Marines are there. A bunch of just volunteers in the community show up, and they just kind of they have volunteers come and build the wreaths, which I don't know, you probably had the same thing we did, where it's the stand, the wreath, and then a ribbon that goes around it, or like a bow or something.
Ours came pre-made.
Okay, so we had to assemble ours, and the old guy that puts it together is fucking super cool. I mean, he's just an awesome dude. I think his name is Bill. And then there was another dude with him, and he told me he collected steel, and that kind of piqued my interest. So we started talking about knives and sharpening steels and stuff. It was cool. And so anyway, next year I'm gonna take him a better knife. His knife kind of sucked. So anyway, we go do that, and it's not a competition. We laid 900 wreaths that day.
Well, you guys killed us. So.
Yeah, it wasn't a competition. That's what I told you.
So you guys did you lay multiple wreaths? Or?
Oh yeah, and that's what I was saying. It's a clusterfuck because it really is like herding cats. Sean, who runs the Young Marine group, he is awesome at this. He just says, hey, grab them and go. And they're all marked. All the veterans' graves are marked, and they can't lay as many as they need to.
Yeah.
But they said every year they're going up about 35 to 50 wreaths extra a year. But at the same time, more veterans are dying a year. It's just how we're made, right? Like there's an expiration date on everybody. So, but it's keeping up. It's gaining ground as far as getting the wreaths done.
See, ours was just super small. Is because they were originally supposed to do it at the Veterans Cemetery of Nashville, which is a much larger scale. I mean, it's in Arlington.
Yeah.
But on that site, picture, a percentage of Arlington. If you had that metal picture in your head, and it's ended up due to the weather, due to some downed trees, they were unable to do it. So we relocated to the City of Nashville Cemetery.
You guys keep that pretty well hidden around here. Like they must have planned that out years ago, because I don't see a cemetery when I cruise through Nashville at all.
No, it's the thing about Nashville. People have this concept that that Nashville is all that it is, Music City, Broadway, downtown Nashville.
Right.
Davidson County, which Nashville falls in, is a huge area. I mean, you were in Bold Patriot yesterday. We've been to other breweries and stuff. We've been on. You have a general idea of just discover. You're only in Nashville proper. Nashville is the city of Nashville is huge. So,
right.
And of course, these are going to be on the outskirts of town. You're not going to go downtown for a lot of stuff unless it's something for entertainment. Everything else that's really cool is you got to look for it. So, which is it's an awesome city to come visit if you're not into crowds of people and bright lights and constantly things going on. There's tons of stuff that you can do in Nashville and not see nothing but traffic or have to worry about paying for parking. So it's a pretty interesting city. So.
Yeah, I had that thought while we were talking about it. I was like, I've never even seen a cemetery in Nashville. But there's actually, like I said, there's 5,000 veterans' graves in that cemetery we did, and we laid 900 wreaths. So, yeah, it sounds like a lot, but it's not anything in comparison to how many veterans are actually buried there. Yeah. And it's everything from like World War I, as far as I know. I don't think there's anybody older there than that, but World War I on up to current. Yeah, it's a great time for the kids there to kind of understand and show some reverence to what this all means.
Yeah, that's definitely a cool thing. And since you guys were on the winning side and we didn't have any, what's really cool is there's Civil War. Like one of the wreaths I laid was for a sergeant in the Confederate Army, and which was really cool. 5 headstones to his left was some Iowa Union troops buried in the same cemetery.
Oh, okay.
The timeline for that cemetery goes like Revolutionary War, on War 1812, Civil War, so on, so Spanish American War. So without going on how many, you get a general idea of.
It's okay, you win that one.
It's not a competition, but I win.
Yeah.
So.
No, like I said, I don't know how old ours goes back to, but I know World War I is the oldest I've seen at the time, and it was actually, I don't want to say cool because it's not cool that they had to do this, but it was important that Sean took the Young Marines to do this. At the end, they have a kid. I don't know how old he was. He was kind of before my time. I don't know enough about it yet. I'm going to be staff soon, so I'll have to know a little bit more of this stuff. They had a Young Marine that was actually killed a while back, and he's buried in that same cemetery. And Sean had them all go over there before he, dismissed them, and they lined up. They did a salute, and he talked a little bit about that Young Marine, and then they kind of dispersed from there. But it was kind of cool. They got to see that and see that there's still respect given after you pass on. So it's not like, okay, you died, we forgot about you. That kids still remember.
I think that's really cool that you remember. Although it's not technically, military. It's the fact that this kid had a, idea, concept. Just like your daughter is thinking about at least a branch of service, and that lays the foundation. And speaking of being staff, that is actually an interesting story. Tell us about what you're going to be doing with Young Marines.
Oh, I thought you meant the letters. So I was invited because I showed interest. It wasn't like they just came and seen me and said, "Hey, you'd be great for it." Yeah, kind of. I was asked to be part of staff for Young Marines for this group, in our area, and it's, I don't know. I always pass that stuff on to my daughter and say, "Hey, are you comfortable with this? Do you want me to be there?" as a kid, I was always cool as hell with my parents wanting to be involved in stuff. But some people don't want that, right? Some kids don't want
because they see
their
it
parents
as
tied
a time
in.
away from. This is my
They get to kind of
space.
be on their own, a little more independent. Now you're going to infringe on that too. The guy that just told me to clean my room right before I got here is the same guy that's going to tell me to clean the, whatever meeting area at the end. But no, they were cool with it. I had to go through, it seems a little, I don't know, it seems a little extreme what they asked me to do. Like, I had to fill out an application, go through all this stuff, get 3 letters of recommendation. Again, thank you. Johnny was one of them. And Todd wrote a pretty fucking good one. And then he wrote a good one that I turned in.
Then he wrote one to you.
And then my buddy Jeremiah wrote one. Yeah, we can't. I'd rather not share those because I felt weird even asking for them to be written, and I felt weird even knowing what was written on it. But anyway, but it makes it kind of cool that like they do that for everybody that comes onto the staff. So it gives you a warm and fuzzy like to know your kids are being, whatever, mentored over by these people that have been invested that or been vetted that much. That was kind of cool. So yeah, it was kind of I had to jump through all these hoops, but it's like good. Then everybody else here had to jump through that, and I feel better about knowing those are the people in charge of my kid when I'm not there.
Yeah, if you think about it, it's pretty important that they do some type of, regardless.
Yeah.
You're not guarding, nuclear assets, but at least they're going through the effort of trying to get it back. I mean, to me, the guidance and oversight of a child is probably more important than a nuclear asset. So
yeah, absolutely. I don't want either one of them running loose. But as far as
it's hard to say which one could be replaced though,
or
it's
which
like,
one could be more
had 10
hazardous. Yeah.
So
I don't want to turn this into a Young Marines commercial because that was kind of the last one. But yeah, man, it's a great organization. I'm happy to be a part of it. I hope I can be an asset to them. Really.
You know what's cool?
So,
is I'm pretty sure I just picked my nose on camera.
fantastic.
I had
I'm pretty sure I've seen you do it plenty of times. So you got a
it
bat in
wasn't
the cave.
it wasn't a
we're gonna know.
bouguer, actually, but it was an itch in there. So I had to get. We're sitting.
Yeah.
We'll get back to that. And we never want to derail each other. But
Yeah.
like,
Oh, we'll do it.
Sitting on the couch, we're just chilling. We're getting ready to go head out to Opry Mills Mall, and all of a sudden my nose started bleeding. And Leslie goes, "That's from my nose bleed." She goes, "Why's your nose bleed?" And she goes, "Well, actually," she goes, "I'm pretty sure you're picking it too hard." And I go, "Maybe." So, but I had one.
Yeah, the way you said it, I was even sitting 10 feet from you, and I was like, "What the hell did your nose just start bleeding for, man? Was this like the stand or something? What's going down?"
I don't normally have nosebleeds, but I guess I don't know if you pick it and bleed it, it means you picked it too hard or
not
pick
enough.
it or not enough.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's not me. That's
build up.
actually a line from the Simpsons. What was Chief Wiggum's son's name?
Ralphie.
Yep.
Wasn't it Ralphie?
Yeah.
Yeah, the little kid.
Yeah.
I'm in danger. Yeah, that guy. Yeah.
He didn't build.
Yeah.
But so yeah, Young Marines. Christmas was good.
Yep.
Very we're gotta stay positive for the new year.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I'm not one of those people that believes in the magical New Year's, new me crap. But at the same time, I go, man, it is. If you're the kind of person that needs a ground zero, it's an easy marker to say January 1st. It was the first of the year is when I started this.
Yeah.
If you can be successful at it, you can always go back and look. January 1st of this year is when I did something, or when I set that goal. And I've been 4 months into it, and it's like April 13th or something. I know I've been doing this since January 1st. That's a good marker.
Yeah, and I've never had any goals or I guess aspirations of what the new year. Just be optimistic is just keep doing what I'm doing. I think we'll touch a little bit more too when we get into month of January's Fire for Effect Challenge. Nothing too crazy, but remind me at that point.
I was gonna say, do we even have one? Because we didn't even talk about that.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
So
I was like,
it's a real. I have some notes on it.
Cool.
It's nothing crazy. I think it's good. It's more of a mental one.
Okay.
As opposed to a physical one. So and
Fairly
it was
mental.
brought to us by a friend, Michael.
You stuttered.
Huh?
You stuttered.
No. No. But just call him Michael. Michael
Yeah.
M.
Michael
M.
M.
Good
There you
guy.
go.
I had a chance to talk to him the other day face to face. It was great to put a face with him. Served with him in Trailer Platoon and 3-1, the Fire for Effect event for the month of January. We'll loop back into that. I kind of want to stay in the month of December. I know we want to talk about Team Rubicon and some things that you have going on with that.
Mhm.
But before that, I want to go back to December and talk about some historical events, and I'll let you take it from there.
Yeah, we always try to look for, because this is a 3-1 association podcast, we always try to look for 3-1 specific history. This time, what we originally came up with was December 7th, 1941, the day that will live in infamy. Not really 3-1 specific or Marine specific. It affected military, civilians all over. That was our kick in the nuts to get into World War II, and I don't want to go too far into that because obviously everybody kind of knows what happened.
We will say that Winston Churchill was very excited about the fact.
Yeah, he was pretty happy. He was like, fucking about time. But anyway, so December 7th, 1941, Japs hit Pearl Harbor.
Can we say Japs?
Yeah, it's short for
Because it's our
Japanese.
show,
It's not
so-
derogatory. I mean, it's
short for
Japanese.
Yeah, so
If I'm talking about Yugoslavians, I'll call them Slavs.
so for
I mean, it's
the
not derogatory as far as I'm concerned.
For
Unless I
anybody-
am, tell me in the comments, and I probably won't read them and give a shit.
for anybody that's offended, fuck you. And
Yeah, I'm Irish. Somebody calls me Mick. I don't give a damn.
I think I've done that before.
Yeah, probably.
So-
Fucking dumb Mick bastard. Yeah, that's happened. So we had that, and we had December 9th, 1992, the 15th MEU, Special Operations Capable, landed in Somalia for Operation Restore Hope. I don't know that was 3-1 specifically in the 15th MEU. If you know anything about that for sure, tell us in the comments. I know Chad Cole was over there in Somalia, but I don't know if that was the Marines that landed or if he was a relief for the Marines that landed. I don't know. I don't know enough about that.
And we're not saying anything to offend anybody.
No.
I mean, the one time we're trying definitely not to offend anyone is those who, those Marines or service members who served in Somalia. We definitely, if you have input on it, definitely let us know. And we want to go from there. In the process of we actually passing information, if we learn something,
Yeah, we learn.
That is
You've
I think,
achieved
wise.
something because I've lived for almost 40 years and have learned very little.
Yeah.
And many have tried.
I have learned a lot. I have retained.
That's probably better. That's
Yeah.
better. Yeah, that's accurate.
The teaching.
I don't know shit. The amount of things I've learned is far greater than the things I know.
So, but December definitely, and we always want to touch on stuff that, December, mostly December 7th, 1941, that's a rich history, so.
Yeah, that was akin to 9/11
Yeah,
for that generation,
their-
right? That was
Their generation's 9/11.
sucker punch, and it got us involved in some shit that lasted quite a bit after that.
Isn't it weird that you would think that certain situations, I'm not necessarily attaching 9/11 to that, but any environment that you don't learn, you don't take away from, like you said, getting kicked in the nuts, you didn't take anything away from it, you didn't really learn anything, and 10, 20, 30 years down the line, the same shit happens again, just a different date and a different enemy.
Yep.
It's kind of weird.
Yep. They found a hole in our game and exploited it.
It's kind of weird how the human species, for all its accomplishments, has to, speaking of not being able to retain.
We're creatures of
information.
habit.
Do what?
So we're creatures of habit, the good and the bad. I mean, we fuck up just the same as we do good. We just, yeah.
We like stuff to be easy, and then when it's not, we adapt well. I guess you say always be reactive versus proactive. Is, I guess to each your own. So
Yeah.
So, but I think so. Yeah, if you have anything on the Somalia piece, the 3-1 Pacific, that would be awesome if you put it in the comment section. As always, whenever you're watching the podcast, like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend. We like to open up our audience to other than military because everybody has something to give. Patriot or otherwise, difference of opinions is awesome and will be tolerated. We'll call it to a point until you don't listen to another end of the spectrum of conversation. So,
Yep.
I think that's a fair assessment. So, I think with that, I think we could probably roll into. And I know we want to talk about Team Rubicon. Do we want to talk about Team Rubicon before the 2-minute gear check, or do we want to roll?
However you want to do it, man. It's going to be me mainly doing it, so either way, I'm comfortable with either one.
It's Murph's turn this month for the
Too much talking.
2-minute gear check.
Or that.
I think it depends on who we have. It's like who's listening, which one they rather listen to. So
Yeah.
so sometimes I'll ramble off onto nothing.
Yeah.
So, and you actually bring some. We'll just call it meat to it.
A little meat. I bring some meat.
Bring some meat to it.
That's what
So
the ladies will tell you.
so
If I paid them well enough.
I don't get it.
It's
No,
it's a tasteless joke.
Let's
That's
talk
all I
about-
know.
Let's go ahead and
I'm
go
like
ahead and talk
Arby's.
about the team Rubicon,
Tasteless.
and then we'll roll into the 2-minute gear check.
Okay.
So there's a lot of stuff to talk about, and we'll get to it. So we'll try not to shoot too much over an hour because I know a lot of us, including myself, have the attention span of a goldfish, and we want to make sure we keep you guys entertained for the most part for at least an hour. So talk about the team Rubicon piece.
Team Rubicon, man. They are a, what is it, NGO, non-government organization. It was founded by 2 Marines, so there we go.
Mhm.
2 Marines that landed in Port-au-Prince, Haiti after some earthquakes in 2010. It was earthquakes or a tsunami. I don't remember which one it was. That country gets fucked on a normal
Is this
basis.
Haiti?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, they
name it, I guess.
yeah, they take it on the chin a lot, or in the ass, one of the two. I don't know. They get it a lot. So Haiti gets hit very frequently. In 2010, whatever the disaster was that happened there, 2 Marines showed up with some other individuals to provide some relief, kind of their own accord.
Mhm.
Like I said, I think they were still current active at the time, but one of them I do know was current active, got kind of a pass to go help out. And anyway, from then on, they founded Team Rubicon, and it basically seeks to take and provide veterans, medical, EMT types, anything from doctors. I got a friend that's a doctor that helps out, and it's all volunteer. They do help pay for airfare and things to get people there, volunteers there, but they try to go, if you're located in a disaster area like what happened in Kentucky recently.
Bowling Green.
Yeah, Bowling Green. So I'm in Indiana. I'm about 2 hours away, something like that, from Bowling Green. They would grab me and just I'm in Team Rubicon, but my background check hadn't passed yet because all the government stuff's tied up, Christmas breaks, COVID, all that crap. So my shit's in a holding pattern, my background check. So when that all goes down and they say, hey, you're activated, they might call me and say, hey, we need you down here. And they'll give me, I think they reimburse you, and you can probably even deny it if you want. Like, hey, I don't need the money. I'll drive down here for 2 hours. They'll give you basically room and board while you're there. You'll be like a 10-day deployment. Help out, do some, like I said, I haven't done this yet, so I'm going off of what I read on the website, what I got in there. They give you like a Team Rubicon 101, TR 101 they call it. They give you a video before you can even be activated. You have to watch this. And it's like disaster response. It's everything from the grunt work that we're used to, go in and shovel debris. You know, obviously not really go in and dig people out. That's already kind of done at that point.
Yeah, I think
You're-
first responders would handle that.
Yeah, first responders handle that. So we just go in and we would handle the cleanup, the tarping over buildings, cleaning up debris,
Tree clearing.
providing, the food and things, the donations, handing those things out. Things, easy grunt work things that can be done by bodies. So I had originally looked at signing up years ago, not long after my divorce. And it was kind of a way to get my mind off of it, give back, get some purpose in my life again, kind of things. I used to donate blood and plasma, which is, I don't want to say it's minuscule, I'm not diminishing it, but it was like the very least I could do was go in there and sit in a chair for an hour and donate blood.
Yeah.
I was like, that's something. Well, I haven't done that in a while. But anyway, I was looking for something else to do, and I thought, weak mind, strong back, I can be useful somewhere other than at work, and I'm not sure I'm useful there. But I'd like to donate my time. And basically you have to get, most places of work will actually give you time to do things like that. They'll give you time off to do it. Anyway, so Team Rubicon, founded 2010 by 2 Marines, and it's a 501c3 nonprofit, and that's pretty much all I know about them right now because I've never done any real work with them. But I do know they're deployed worldwide, and they do mainly deploy nationally. They've been deployed all over the nation. If there's a natural disaster, chances are they're there helping somehow.
So it's really not, if you wanted to be a part of the team, it's not necessary if you went out and got a passport or something like that, although it'd be helpful.
You don't have to. Yeah, if you have it, that's just going to be a benefit. If they can use you, they would take you. And you don't have to be a veteran. You can be a civilian that just wants to help. There is a background check. There is a questionnaire. There is an application process.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have any special skills, like if you're a heavy equipment operator, get on it because they need people to drive heavy equipment. If you have special skills that you think could benefit a disaster response,
Like a carpenter.
drop it in there. Hey, I'm a carpenter. Hey, I'm a doctor. Hey, I'm an EMT. go for it, man. That buddy of mine that's a doctor, he just got deployed to Haiti this recent time, whatever the hell they had there this time. He was there for that.
And you said they get reimbursed like a per diem?
I don't think it's a per diem. They give you like mileage. Like, so if I drive to Bowling Green, they'll pay me back per mileage.
Because you're volunteering. You're not, this is not a paid.
It's not a paid gig.
So.
Now I think they might give you meals or something plus your room and board. They're gonna take care of you while you're there for 10 days, but they're not gonna give you a paycheck.
And if they say you're activated, it's not like the military. It's like the Sailors and Soldiers Act of 1972 won't cover you. It's like if your boss says you're not going.
Sorry, I can't get time off.
I can't get time off. So
so that part's on you. So with that leads me to, I'll go ahead and talk about this, the raffle.
Yeah.
We'll go ahead and do that since we're on that.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Good Works, our friend Tim Galloway that we talked about, was it last time with the Boogie Bag?
Yeah.
Yeah, last time with the Boogie Bag, is doing a raffle in coordination with an Instagram friend of ours, or mine at least, Becca, who is part of Team Rubicon. She just got deployed. She was in Bowling Green as I was driving through. She had just got deployed the day prior. And she's basically wanting to do like a raffle, kind of like they do. Tim does these about every month or so, something like that. Last time was for, damn it, what's it called? The Pineapple...
Oh, I know. Pineapple Express.
No.
No, it wasn't Pineapple Express.
Pineapple Express is the thing, but Pineapple, was it Coalition or... I don't know. I got the shirt.
The Go-Ruck.
Whatever, yeah. Well, Go-Ruck helped out with something else, too, in their own way. But anyway, all this money from this raffle, Tim said they'll be launching it. It'll be a special edition boogie bag, probably some pouches. It ends up being, you get a lot of cool shit.
Yeah.
And it's kind of whatever he can solicit from, like-minded people, guys that own fleet burners, like T-shirt companies, things like that. Guys like that or companies like that will throw in some stuff and say, hey, we'll give you a package, we'll give you some T-shirts or something to throw in. And if you win the whole pot, if you do the raffle and he draws your name, you win the whole pot, awesome, you get all that stuff. And then the money they could try from that, I want to say it was like 11 grand or something, or 12 grand they got last time for the pineapple thing. It went all to them. He does not pocket any of that money. It all goes right to that organization. And this time it's going towards Team Rubicon and specifically the relief efforts in Kentucky. So that goes for everything from supplies they need to all that. It's all accounted for. The cool thing I do know about Team Rubicon is it is very transparent. All their, like I said, 501c3, so anything you want to know about their financials is right out on Front Street.
Yeah.
And as a member, you have the right to request that at any time, and it is out there for you to take in. So, but anyway, like I said, that raffle will be launched here in this is January 1st. He said the second or third week of January to be launched. Usually runs for 5 or 6 days. He'll leave it open and you can buy as many tickets as you want. They're usually about $20 a ticket or so. I think I might be wrong on that. It might be slightly less, but it's not crazy. And you can buy as many as you want. You get in and say, hey, I want 10 tickets, and if you win, the whole pot's yours. You're getting all of it. You're getting a special edition boogie bag, the fanny pack, basically, some random pouches, and whatever else somebody contributes. And then, like I said, that money's going towards a good cause here at home to help out, your neighbors, basically.
And specifically, like you said, Bowling Green.
Yeah, it's Kentucky. I don't know that it's just Bowling Green, but it's
pretty much
the tornado that happened recently, right before Christmas. When that tornado hit, it affected mainly all of Kentucky in that area, right? In the Bowling Green area.
Pretty much all the way up to Midlands and so.
Mm-hmm. So that money will go towards Team Rubicon's relief efforts in the Bowling Green area of Kentucky.
And we have that information to put on there.
It'll be goodworks.com. I'll get with Brent about that. And I've talked a couple times with Becca, and I've talked a couple times with Tim. He couldn't say exactly what they were donating because he didn't know all of it yet from the people that are donating to him to donate. But he knew from his end, definitely special edition boogie bag in a special camo that's, I know what it is, but I can't talk about it. And then several pouches that'll kind of go along with it, some Good Work swag, things like that. And then whoever else contributes. So
sounds good, man. I think
yeah, I think it's definitely a worthwhile thing. If you're looking to help people out, you got some extra holiday cash you don't know what to do with, and you're like, hey man, just throw it somewhere. I'm sure it's a tax write-off for you somehow.
I hope people have some extra cash.
Yeah.
For as bad as it gets, there's always something laying around. So
yeah,
there's stuff in if you got $20 and you're gonna just invested into a good cause. So.
Yeah, there's no good time to lose your home or business, and especially right before the holidays is a very shitty time. I mean, I don't know what the loss of life count is for that, and no amount of money is going to bring them back, that's for sure. But if we can help out just a little bit, I'm asking our listeners to jump in and help out.
And we'll definitely be pushing that on both the fan page and on Instagram.
Yeah, Facebook, Instagram, all that good stuff.
I think we can actually put that into, that'd be part of the Fire for Effect Challenge, a piece of it. We can actually add that to...
I don't know what that is, so I'm going to wait to see how you tie it in.
Well, we're going to push it, so
yeah.
It'll be more of the give back piece. And before we get into that, I think that's a good time to roll into the 2-minute gear check.
Okay, so switching total gears here. Yeah.
Well, that was it. I don't want to.
Yeah. We're not making light of anything, because obviously that's things that need some attention.
You're not going back to Indiana tomorrow, so I'm in no hurry. So
yeah.
And my constant fear is just beating the dogs not beating the dogs, but beating the dogs. Getting this done before
beating the dogs. Yeah,
before
his main goal is to beat dogs.
Before they never beat a dog. So you can punch a human.
Okay, so this time we wanted to talk about. Basically, I came down here with zero idea of what to talk about, because I had forgotten that it was my idea to do 2-minute gear check, or my responsibility for 2-minute gear check this time. So you get to hear me a little bit more. Sorry about that. Actually, I don't give a fuck. But so this is my coffee kit. If anybody knows me, you know I like my coffee. Coffee is very much a part of my life, mainly because it's a psychological thing. I don't get much out of the caffeine, but yeah. So this time
we need the windows getting there together.
No, I think we're pretty well immune. But this is, I will make room in any pack I have at any time for this bag. This bag goes with me to work sometimes if I'm running late and don't have time to make coffee at home. If I don't have the ability to make coffee wherever I'm going, I'm using this bag. This bag went with us on the knobstone. It takes up very little space, and it weighs, what do we say, 3.8 pounds?
3.8 pounds.
3.8 pounds. We
scaled
that.
About a pound less than we thought it was.
Yeah, we actually thought it was right about 4.5, 5. So this is a Mystery Ranch Zoid padded cell bag, and it has basically just the right amount of space I need for this. It's got grab handles, easy grab and go, bright color, so I'm going to notice it right off the bat. Pretty well water resistant, not waterproof. I don't give a shit about that.
Is that a quarter nylon or?
I don't know what it is. I don't want to even lie and try to figure it out. I'm pretty sure it's it's probably not quarter. But anyway, it's a higher denier nylon, but it's coated in something.
Yeah.
You know.
Water resistant.
So first off, got coffee bag. I get a subscription and a discount on that coffee. So that's not why I drink it. I get the discount because I drink it enough. But anyway, coffee is irrelevant as far as for this particular segment.
Grab that out of your way.
Yeah, thank you. But just have a bag of coffee. That's whole bean coffee, and because I drink whole bean coffee, I've got a coffee grinder. The coffee grinder is fantastic, and usually is also an alarm for people. It's a GSI Java mill.
That's my alarm for the morning.
It's a GSI Java mill. You can get these on Amazon for about $30, $35. The cup is going to be irrelevant as long as it fits in your bag. And this is technically a Snow Peak 300 titanium. Get about $25.
I find coffee is more tasty out of a metal cup.
I think so as well. Yeah, a lot of things are. Water.
It retains the heat better too.
Water's fantastic out of a metal cup, man.
There's times.
My ex-wife and I talked about it. We did this separately without knowing it. Take an aluminum can, or a steel can back in the day, something like this. You drink it dry and then cut the top off with a Leatherman or a can opener, pour water in it, rinse it out, and drink water out of the metal can because it just tastes better.
I got that can away from the mic before I pop this in.
Yeah, I know. I'm sitting here doing the same thing with an AeroPress. I got an AeroPress Go. It's their travel version. I got one at home that I use damn near every morning. Lately, I've been using a Chemex. But anyway, this is an AeroPress Go coffee device. And I don't really have to take the scoop. The scoop's just in there because I don't want to fucking lose it like I did the last one. This actually doubles as a cup, so you really don't even need that metal cup. You can get by with just this. So AeroPress Go, I don't know what the hell it runs. Probably about, I think they're about $30 or something. I use a metal filter with it, a mesh filter. usually. I also carry a small stack of paper filters. There's probably about 80 to 100 of them there. I'm not going to make 80 to 100 cups in one outing. If I do, I'm very, very badly need of some caffeine or some pickup. And then I've got my Jetboil Flash. I've had this thing for, this isn't the original one I had. The original one I had I gave to my ex-wife. This is a replacement I bought at some point. Anyway, this thing runs, what, about $100 to $110, and it all packs in this bag. And I would not go anywhere without that thing. I have dialed it in pretty much specifically to my needs, my wants, my likes, and it is perfect for me.
So this is a few different manufacturers, right?
Oh yeah, a lot. There's Mystery Ranch, Snow Peak, GSI, AeroPress, and then obviously the coffee. And if you noticed, I didn't even think to call this out, got a good old brown MRE spoon. No kills on this one. This was just a standard spoon.
I just want to stick it right.
Yeah, stick it in your flack or your molly. Yeah, and that's what I did there basically, right? But yeah, I mean, as far as manufacturers, I've pieced it together with a lot of different things. So I can't say it's a specific piece of gear, but every one of these pieces of gear is trusted by me. I've used the Java mill for about a year. It's got its shortcomings. I've actually bought 3 of these. Well, I bought 2 of them, but I ended up with 3 of them. They're a lifetime warranty product. They are US based. Amazing company. Their customer service is fantastic. AeroPress, I have nothing but good things to say about them. It makes a concentrated coffee, I'll tell you that. So whatever you're drinking, and again, if you're not doing whole bean, if you do ground coffee, if you don't care about that, you don't need the Java mill. If you're going to use this mug, you don't need that mug. You can drink straight out of the damn. You can do it with a press and just carry just the press part and leave the mug at home. And honestly, drink out of the damn Jetboil if you want to. I mean, you can condense this a lot more than I've got it.
Because that's what I do, is I actually just get the instant stuff.
Yeah. That's what we were going to do, was the Starbucks Vias.
Yeah.
When we went to Knobstone, and I said, nah, I've got this. We're going to, I'll pack the coffee kit.
I was not mad at all. No.
And you drank coffee. How did you find it? Was it good enough that you're like, cool, that was worth packing?
Good. And,
okay.
And that's when you get that ground smell in the air when you're out in the when you're out in the woods or on the trail or something like that, and that is when the sun's up and you smell that. Back when I could smell anything. Yep. Before the stupid stuff. But no, it's and we'll break it down to, for those that are interested. Again, if you're more interested in like each individual piece or the set all together, hit us up in the comment section, or ask directly from Murphy on his personal Facebook page. I'm sure he doesn't have most people who listen anyway are our friends anyway.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah.
Or if you can post the questions on, if you don't mind asking the question on the fan page for Facebook or Instagram or something like that, you can answer it direct there. I'll refer him to you or tag him.
Yeah, if somebody, and even, I mean, that's something we could do. I don't know, we could even do this tomorrow or something maybe. I don't know, we'll see. But we could even do a quick tutorial on making a cup of coffee.
Yeah, we'll shoot a video.
Send that over to Brent and have him edit it, and maybe even edit it and throw it up as a separate video.
What we'll do is we'll post the podcast on the page, post the link, and then follow it up with a tutorial video.
Yeah, and then we got a whole separate video. I can do that because I'm gonna drink 2 cups in the morning before I leave. Yeah. And don't get me wrong, I brought this with me because, not because I don't appreciate Johnny's coffee, because he'll make coffee in the morning and it's fantastic. I'm very specific about my coffee. Yeah. So I'm going to make my cup of coffee, so I step outside on his carport, fire up the Jetboil, get the water heated up, bring it back inside, and I'll make the coffee here on his counter while he's making his coffee in the drip coffee maker on the other end of the counter. And it's not disrespectful. I'm not being unappreciative or being an asshole. I mean, I am being an asshole for some reason somewhere to somebody all the time, but not for this specific aspect. Yeah.
For that particular moment, I am not. No, yeah. It's like, hey, you're the one making it. It'd be different if I had to go out there and...
Yeah, if I said, hey, can you make it for me in an AeroPress, you'd be like, yeah, cool, go fuck yourself, and then I'll be right on that. Yeah. But it all, like I said, I like it because it all packs very well in here. For me, something I am comfortable carrying. If it was a burden to me, trust me, I wouldn't do it. But yeah, it's perfect for me. And it all packs down and fits right in the bottom of my pack. Usually right under or right on top of my sleeping system. So my 2 most important pieces of gear I have in my pack, my coffee and my sleep system. One gets me up, one gets me down. And then, of course, my pocket's a knife. So those are the three things I always need when I'm on the
I
trail.
think I made almost jokingly, but based on the weight, it's not jokingly at all. It's almost like a EDC everyday carry for you.
Yeah,
anyway.
for me it is. I mean, if I threw a carabiner on this, I could clip it on my belt and damn near have it with me all the time.
So I think we're gonna do the upper loop for Knobstone. Is that May or March?
I think we were thinking March.
March.
Yeah.
So
Because you'll be up next again in March. You'll be up in
Yeah.
January, but then February down here, and then March
Yep.
up there. So, yeah.
I think I definitely hope it comes. We can pop in the beer.
Well, fuck it.
We do not have a drinking problem.
We should also
That we
say
open that, no problem.
Yeah, they hardened on this one. We should also say that. Well, that concludes the 2-minute gear check, right?
Yeah. I think what we'll do is
Drinking some Tim Murphy here is what I'm doing.
yeah, I'm having the
Research that guy. He's apparently a badass sniper from
I'm
the
having
Revolutionary War.
as luck would have it, the Ton Tavern.
The Ton Tavern. That was that a brown?
A brown ale.
Yep.
Similar to
Probably what they were drinking around that time in Ton Tavern.
you know what, we'll go with that.
Why not?
Maybe hard
Sounds
to
good.
disprove.
It's a good tie-in. Fuck it, I'll take it.
So, were you there?
Yeah. Yeah. Nobody can dispute that. Somebody alive that can dispute it with their own eyewitness fucking account. Fuck off. They were probably drinking White Claws too.
So that's the 2-minute gear check.
That's 2-minute gear check. As far as I'm concerned, that wraps that up.
Pause and because I have that's 2 Bear Walkers and two Bold Patriots.
Teeth floating.
Yeah, I think it's a good
All
place
right.
to pause.
And that's a good, yeah. Hell
And
yeah.
again, folks, this will be
I'll get this.
a while for us, but seconds for you.
I'll get this stuff off the counter while you're doing it.
Sounds good. All right, well, I'll let you guys in a minute. I think before we took a break, we finished up the 2-minute gear check.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we'll roll into, well, actually, I'm going to have a swallow of this delicious beer.
From Bold Patriot Brewing.
Not a sponsor, but should be.
Should be.
Maybe someday. Maybe someday. We'll see. We'll see. We'll roll into, I think we'll save the Fire for Effect challenge at the end.
Okay.
And do, I think we started either last month, the month before last, our monthly call-outs.
Mm-hmm.
And specifically this month, we want to call out Marine Chad Cole.
Yep. One of the Somali Marines.
One of the Somali Marines, author of The Dirty Little Wars.
Yep. I got an autographed copy.
Yeah, autograph have one. The Marines, Marine the Los Angeles riots and in Somalia.
If you go back, for listeners or viewers, whatever, if you go back to one of our previous podcasts, we were down here in Tennessee the first time. That was the first time that 3-1 actually sent us on location to do a podcast.
Yeah, that was in.
And he was one of those Marines on camera there. Yeah.
That was in Cedars Lebanon State Park, I believe.
Yeah.
Which
that was for the
20
Somali
minutes from my
Marines
house.
Weapons Company CAT team.
Yeah.
3-1. Yeah.
And the reason, not necessarily for him writing the book, which is a very good book, but we want to definitely call him. We want to call him out for his generous donation. I think we spoke earlier about. We definitely talked earlier about our monthly Fire for Effect challenge for last month.
Second harvest. Yep.
For Second Harvest, his generous donation made sure we had. I think you and I had 252 pounds of non-perishables.
Yeah.
Alone.
Like that. No, not just between the two of us. But he'd already donated the money. You bought some of that with that
but
money,
between
right?
his donations
Yeah.
and our
Okay.
input, it was 252 pounds of the 416. So over half of that, 416 pounds is heavy.
Yeah.
But if it would have been for his donation, it would have been
Considerably less.
Then, so.
Yeah.
And
So
we went to Aldi's, and no need to put the website up there, Frank.
yeah.
So we went to the local Aldi's, and $150 or get a ton.
Oh yeah.
And then I put on
Or a couple hundred pounds.
and then I put in another 150. I matched that
Yeah.
for a total of 255 spent there. Was a lot of peanut butter, a lot of fruit cocktail, a lot of Campbell's soup. So it was
Yeah, when
a lot.
you can roll into a place like that and buy flats of the food because that's what you're donating. That's pretty damn awesome.
Yeah. So that's what I did. I just grabbed cases. I was like, and also it was like, I think I'll come back here and just stock up on Campbell's soup or
Yeah.
any number of things. But if it wasn't for his donation, it'd have been a considerable lower amount. It still would have been a worthy cause. It still would have been a great event. But his donation, his input on that made it as accessible as it was, and we definitely appreciate it.
Definitely, Chad. Thank you for that. Your monetary donation and making us sweat a little more.
Yeah, it was. It was.
You got us on a working party from half a country away.
Yep.
Amazing.
You made sure we had at least between myself and Murph and your donation, we had 252 pounds of the 416. So,
Yep.
but everybody made generous donations. But we want to make sure that as far as their time and their people who participated in the event, we will make sure that they they get the recognition, but as well Chad Bow definitely gets the recognition. So buy his book. So
yeah,
he's short $150 right now. So
yeah.
So
Resupply that guy.
mm-hmm.
Amazon, right?
Through Amazon, yeah.
Yeah, the Dirty Little Wars.
Yeah, I looked at it today to make sure it was still there, and it's still there. I think it retails for $14.95.
It's a quick read. It's a good read.
Yeah.
It's what?
So,
A couple hundred pages,
has great
maybe
reviews.
150.
So,
maybe.
so it's definitely a legit read. So we own it, and we read it, and we like it. So I like the way he accounts for a lot of what he did in the Marine Corps, associated with his childhood. So I thought it was an interesting read.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't think it. I like the way
he tied it in. You mean?
Yeah, he tied it in. He went back and forth, but you definitely remember. You retain the information. It's just a good read. So
yeah.
So if you like reading, and you can read, if you're one of our viewing or listening audience that can read, hey, give that a shot. So definitely.
And actually, if you're trying to figure out what the hell it's about, time in Somalia, right? And
Somalia and the riots of Los Angeles.
Yeah.
90,
they cover that too.
Yeah.
The
92. Yeah.
the hell is that? Rodney King stuff and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. The
Which
Somalia
was the last
thing.
time they used
Marines to help with homeland security at the time.
Because if I say cover me, I'm going to
Marines
cover
are
you by
cover
fire.
you by fire.
Yeah,
Yeah, you don't want that in
fire.
L.A. There's already enough fire happening around that place.
So
But,
you're covered.
But no, as far as like if you watch like Black Hawk Down, right, the movie, they talk in the beginning about the Marines pulling out and leaving. He was there prior to. He was there
Marines
for that. He was one of the Marines that pulled out and left. That's when Black Hawk Down happened. Mm-hmm. So this was to give you a frame of reference for time. This was right prior to Black Hawk Down. So I just want to make sure people understood
Black
that.
Hawk Down was 93, so I'm assuming that at the same time coincided in 1992. So
Yeah.
Or the shooting before it.
Yeah, I just wanted to clarify that.
So they don't get the.
They weren't in Somalia last week.
No. But if they were, we're civilians now, so we don't know where they're at right now.
Yeah.
So definitely, thanks again, Chad. We appreciate the donation. We appreciate the support. We appreciate everybody who showed up. We definitely, speaking of appreciation, rolling to this month's Fire for Effect Challenge.
Micah.
Oh yeah, talk about Micah Wright.
Well, Micah Wright got his doctorate finally. He graduated from Texas. What did we say it was?
University of Texas San Antonio.
University of Texas San Antonio.
The Roadrunners
branch or whatever you call that location. He got his doctorate. He's worked his ass off while also being the 3-1 Association president at the time. He got his doctorate in English with an emphasis on rhetoric and composition. I'm going to be real honest. I don't know what the fuck that means, but he's got a doctorate, so I can call him Dr. Micah Wright, and I think that's pretty fucking awesome.
So
yeah, I mean, I sent him a message. I said, "Hey, Doc," and I was waiting for him like, "You got the wrong dude. I'm not a corpsman." I'm like, no, you're a doctor. Now you're a doc. But yeah, so he's worked his ass off. I know his family's very proud. If you follow him on Facebook, you've seen it. He looked really cool in his cap and gown.
Mm-hmm. You can't really see his large protruding forehead.
Nope, that's all pretty well hidden behind the weird peak of that cap and gown thing. And he's got his tassels and all this other shit that drapes on your shoulders. He looks like a loyal older water buffalo.
I graduated college online, so I got a picture and of me holding the degree that I got in the mail. So, you know what? Good on him, though. All joking aside, the man worked.
Hey, we're giving shit because we were in the Marines with him, but I mean, honestly,
the man worked his ass off. He did a lot of work when he was the president of the association. He's still going to do work with us.
He's on the board.
He's still on the
Yeah,
board?
he's still sitting on the board of the 3-1 Association, but he's stepped down as president to give somebody else a shot at that, and he's going to take special interest in the podcast.
Yeah, so we're looking forward to good things with him. We know with him we're going to see good things, so we don't have to be optimistic. We're very, I guess another word would be excited to what the next few months hold as far as, or what 22 holds for this podcast.
Yeah, and
So.
it's, you know, not to get weird here, but I mean, it's only made possible. We'll sit here and talk all the time. We've done it for 20 years, but it's encouraged and only made possible by you folks that listen and watch and comment and subscribe. So if you're doing all that stuff, you're keeping us encouraged to drive this. I mean, we're going to do this regardless talk, but we're going to record it because people apparently want to hear it. So as long as you guys, you know, keep tuning into us and not watching whatever's on Netflix recently, we'll just keep doing this shit.
Well, as long as they're watching YouTube and get around to us, that's fine with me. So.
Hey, last month was our best month as far as per month.
Yeah, it was a ton of views.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure about that. I know the final number was over 3. I mean, it seems like 300, but what we definitely need is, and as we said earlier in the show, was make sure that you're, you know, telling somebody if there's someone would enjoy, you know, even if they only, you know, are interested in the 2-minute gear check.
Yeah.
Or interested in a give back opportunity, something like that. They can always go to that time. We'll just send us a message and say, hey, where can I hear about the 2-minute gear check? We'll give you the time slot for where that's at.
Yeah, and you can even
go to, you know, the 53rd minute and the 26th second of.
Yeah, you can pull it up in the timestamp and say, here you go.
Yeah, tell a friend.
Minute 37 and a half or something.
And the biggest thing is we want to have, you know, some type of, we have traction. We want to make sure we have engagement. So that's what makes it fun for us. So if you get anything out of this is great. What we get out of it is we like passing information, you know, pro tips from not pros, but we, I guess you could say we're subject matter experts on certain things, and if not, we can get you the information of what you need. So.
Probably subject matter enthusiast. We're not subject matter experts on shit.
Yeah. I know what works for me.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
and I, you know, and Murph knows what works for him. So in some cases it's the same. Sometimes, in some cases it's direct opposite. So it gives us two different perspectives.
And sometimes I find out what works for me after I fuck up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that didn't work.
Yeah,
I
I
forgot.
learned about that on doing urban events in Gore-Tex boots. Never again.
It's a bad time.
Never again. So we talked about Chad, we talked about Micah. Again, strong supporters, we definitely appreciate you. Both of you are involved, and we love you for it. So we definitely appreciate it. Speaking of somebody else we appreciate, we'll run into the Fire for Effect Challenge for the month of January. So Michael on Facebook, we'll just call him Michael M for our purposes. Good guy. I served with him in Trailer Platoon. In 2001. He served from 2000 to 2005. After trailers, we kind of lost contact. We had a conversation a couple of days ago that kind of, you know, once I saw the face, you know, put the face of the man to what was being written on Facebook. Always great input. I remember who he was. So Michael is an all-around athlete, MMA fighter. He's fought with different
camps.
You know, huh?
Camps.
Say what?
You said he's fought with, and I said fought with different camps.
Fought with different camps. Yeah.
Okay, I was trying to help you out.
Different people who put on that type of stuff. All-around warrior, into sports bike, into stunt sport biking.
Okay.
I'm looking at your face.
I'm picking something else up on this. All right, go ahead.
Yeah. All-around athlete, fitness guru, knows about nutrition. And he's going to be more involved in the months down the road. Right now, he's nursing some injuries, so he's the kind of guy that if he can't give you, 100% of, showing you what the challenge is, he likes to demonstrate first, or either tell us what it is and how us to do it, and us two to do it, and pass it on to the listeners as far as the challenge. But he did bring up some good points about the 3 Ps. And when I talk about 3 Ps, I talk about patience, progress, and perseverance. So I think for the month of January, it's like whatever you have going on, continue to do that. So if you're into some type of physical fitness activity and you're not seeing the progress, exercise the patience in it. Or if you want to exercise patience with if somebody, cuts you off in traffic, not, just let it go.
Yeah.
Just let it go. Persistence in trying to better yourself. I think we've heard the same this term in the Marine Corps as far as know self and seek self-improvement. Be persistent in that. For this month's monthly challenge is more of a mental piece. So it's more into looking inside yourself and executing your current program. Now, if your current program is sitting on the couch and not doing anything,
it's obviously
we
not
don't
working for you.
Yeah, we don't
Yeah.
exercise. You're being patient.
Yeah.
So
that goes back to our get 1 to 10% better every time, and
Yeah.
you're not getting better by sitting on the couch.
you're
doing
getting no
anything.
progress
Yeah.
out of it. And I think we had during that event yesterday, we had that warrior that was having some issues, but he was lapping everybody was on the couch.
Yeah.
So whether he did 5 miles or 0.2 miles or 10.6 miles, didn't matter.
We always talk about showing up, right? Showing up that's a big step.
Showing up and showing out, and
Yeah.
that's the progress. So for you guys, it's pretty much you decide what the challenge is. My only challenge would be is like get off the couch and do something. Read a book. That's progress.
Depends on what kind of book it is.
Well, I already told you what book
Not
is a good read,
self-help
so.
or self-improvement, but
So,
yeah, go read
The Dirty Little
read
Wars,
the Dirty
yeah,
Little
go ahead.
Wars,
Mhm.
and that's something you're learning. You're going to pick up some lessons from that. Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
progress. If you're doing something and you're failing at it, we're not saying you to be persistent in failure. Figure out what you're doing wrong, and then make adjustments, make progress, but be persistent at it. So, but exercise patience while you do it.
Yeah.
So that's for me. I'm just going to go. This month's challenge would be any type of exercise in the 3 Ps: patience, progress, and persistence.
So just strive to improve.
Yeah, strive.
So
to
it
improve.
works pretty well for most people. Do the New Year, New Me bullshit, and they go, "Hey, what are the New Year's resolutions?
Mhm.
Just improve somewhere in your game. You got holes in your game. Fix it."
Although
And if you think you're perfect, maybe get a little more humble. That's something you can improve on.
that's progress.
that's
Yeah.
progress. Yeah, you're not perfect. I hate to break it to you.
No, there's I think there's all type of different way terms for it, and I'm sure there's actually I think Vince was it Vince Lombardi at the Green Bay? Vince Lombardi was the coach.
You're
of the
asking the
Green Bay.
wrong motherfucker.
But anyway, we'll go Lombardi. Where he said nobody is perfect, but in your quest for perfection, you do attain excellence.
Okay.
So that is one way to look at it. And although Michael said that he didn't really have anything physical, like when he said that, he's like, I wanted to use it because that is a great. I mean, when he said that, that was like the smartest thing I heard all day, was exercising the 3 Ps. So for the month of January, exercise 3 Ps and patience, progress, and persistence. So whatever that is, whatever that means to you, figure it out, and then execute. And then always, as always, when you get on, either comment on the YouTube page that mission complete. And you don't really have to go into the mission with it unless you want to give a narrative or some feedback of what you did, because you may, of the 56 people who view it and the 3 people who say something about it, you either get something out of the 56 people who didn't say anything, but they may have downloaded some information they will find, useful in their daily routine. So,
Yeah, or you'll show something that, like, somebody's sitting there struggling, go, man, what do I want to improve on?
Yeah.
And if you say, hey, man, I did better here, I showed patience here with a relative or something, they go, man, that's what I could do. I could do that. That's good.
Yeah.
And that gives them inspiration.
It doesn't have to be hard or
Yeah.
any harder than you want it to
Maybe
be.
maybe you're the kind of asshole. I don't want to get off on a rant, but maybe you're the kind of asshole that doesn't use turn signals or blinkers, and you decide to start using those more.
Yeah.
That I'm going to be very happy to hear that, because
I'm gonna
I know.
I'm gonna take this. I'm
But
gonna
if-
roll you into.
I know. I thought about it right as I
this.
said it. I was like, we've gotten by without doing this for a minute.
Nope.
If
I didn't forget about it. I
if
just left
God
it off the whiteboard.
or whatever you believe in comes down and tells me, hey Murph, you've been promoted, you're now the angel of judgment, the first people to go on the planet are pedophiles and people that don't use their turn signals. I'm going to wax them all from the earth. that minute.
Oh, smite me, mighty smiter.
Yeah, I'm going at it, and I'm trading in the sword for something better, but I'm going balls out on
No,
that.
I didn't forget about Runaway
I
Gun.
know.
I had it written down over here.
Word about it.
And when, hey, for you guys that can't really see, but off to our left is, and Murphy's right, is a whiteboard that keeps us on track.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we will ramble, sometimes we'll derail each other, and we try to avoid that. So we kind of stick to like a pseudo script. But over here on my right hand is a notebook, and there's no way I was letting Murph get out of here with a Runaway Gun, and that's one.
I'm only doing one. We should only do one at a time.
No, I want one more because it entertains me.
Yeah, okay.
This
You're
is
counting that as one? Okay, I got another.
Yeah, go ahead.
I had another one ready. And I was like, if it comes up, and I actually forgot about it until right as I started feeling myself slipping down that slope. So this one came about walking into work one morning. It's something I hate, and I'm going to say I hate this because I think these people are absolute douche nozzles. I walked in, and I'm totally not a fan of new Jeeps anyway. Anything after 06.
He won't even wave. In the Jeep
yeah.
community, it's
Taboo.
It's customary for Jeep owners to wave at each other for some damn reason. But Murph will only wave at a Jeep owner if the Jeep appears to be what year or older.
If it's a TJ or older, I won't wave at JKs. I don't like JKs. I don't like JKUs.
Or anything that's modern.
They've ruined the Jeep brand 07 and later.
So we're cruising in the back roads of Indiana or heading to another event or something like that, and these Jeep owners just go out of their way to wave at Murph, and he just stares at them.
I don't acknowledge them. Yeah,
Which I know why they're driving.
It's because they look like Humvees, like the Hummers. It's kind of a Jeep abortion. I don't pay attention to it.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that's neither here nor there. But as we're actually no, that's kind of tied into.
Here,
so we're that's not the Runaway Gun though. But as we're walking through the parking lot, a friend of mine, I just noticed something. You know, when people back up to like a sidewalk and you're walking by it, you see the spare tire hanging off the back, and this one looked a little abnormal, and it was dark when I was walking in because I'm a kind of day shift guy. So I'm walking in, and I see just a really thick tire hanging off the back of this fake Jeep, right? So it did tie in because it was a JK that was parked there. And it just kind of caught my eye as like abnormal, and I looked at it, and it's kind of weird. And my buddy says, oh, if you think that's weird, wait till they turn it on. I said, what? And he goes, that's a wreath hanging off the back of that Jeep. When they turn it on, it lights up with the lights. It has Christmas decorating lights all over it, and it lights up on the wreath along with the brake lights.
That they purposely put on.
Yeah, I don't think they lost a bet or got pranked. I mean, I think this idiot put this on their vehicle. So that's my Runaway Gun this time, is assholes that decorate their vehicles for whatever holiday is coming up. And it first got on my radar with these morons that put antlers and a red nose on their vehicle like it's a fucking reindeer. You're not fooling anybody. It's a fucking vehicle. I didn't look at it and go, oh, Jesus, look, there's a fucking reindeer cruising down the interstate. No, motherfucker. That's your stupid vehicle. So that just pisses me off. Like, you want to put a sticker on there about your stupid kid in some stupid school and their stupid accomplishment, fantastic, fine, I don't care. But then you're going to throw on antlers and a red nose. All right, so, and then it's going to get further into the Jeep rabbit hole. And, yeah, and then you want to start throwing wreaths on there, and I don't know what morons are driving this shit. I'm going to blame social media for organizing it and putting
this
it
shit
on
was
blast.
going on before social
It was
media.
going on. But you started seeing this stuff more prevalent when somebody else takes a picture of it, and somebody else says, that's a cute idea, and somebody's stupid grandma or aunt puts this up as their idea. I think it's completely ridiculous. And if you're the kind of person that does this, I don't care. I quit paying attention to you a long time ago. If you have family members that do this, you owe it to yourself and the world to just disown them. That's how you can participate in this.
Right thing to do.
This is how you can participate in this FFE for the month. Just say, hey, I'm going to better myself by not talking to you.
Now,
Cut them out of your family.
I'm going to break the belt right there.
Okay.
We've been riding a line, it's like, to a point.
It's very.
I know I talked about patience. I talked about patience earlier, though. It's like,
I don't have this patience.
This man has no patience.
Not for that.
We'll have Murph pick another subject line. So, but for anybody else, exercise patience. That's always my favorite part of the show is the Runaway Gun, because I get to sit back and just ride the lightning. So until I reach up and break the belt.
I gotta be tame for YouTube. I can't go too crazy.
So want to know what? You know what? Just roll the dice on it and see what happens. It's worst case scenario. You guys will have to go over to the podcast app and listen to us instead of watching my facial expressions.
We might have to actually start, yeah.
Or you're a Podbean or something. You can just roll the dice.
I do got one more thing before we wrap up. Completely.
What's that?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We said we were going to tie it in. I was just sitting there thinking about it at one point.
Yeah.
So, our buddy Connor called us. I'm not going to tell the whole story because it's his story to tell. But apparently he was a third wheel in a conversation between two Irish hippies. And I say that with all due respect. I mean, he's like a hippie type lifestyle.
Whatever respect we can get.
Yeah, not dirty hippies or anything. There was two hippies, just two free-loving, chilled-out dudes. And one of them he was hiking with, and the other he ran into at a Buddhist retreat, not a monastery, a Buddhist retreat. And apparently he said these guys had an entire conversation for like 10 to 15 minutes just by saying yeah in different ways and with different inflection. And they had a whole conversation on it. It was like, this is my buddy Connor. Yeah, 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 yeah. And he said, man, this went on forever. And he said it was just such a silly story that he just like had to share it with us because it was about hiking and rucking in the mountains, and he wanted to share it off to us. And he called us, Skype called us, and we sat and bullshitted for, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes talking about this and the whole time. And
15 minutes of that story.
Yeah, and not even screwing around. As soon as the conversation was done, he tells us, he's like, so I had to tell you guys. I'm like, yeah, well, dude, thanks. I mean, and you had to break the cycle because you just want to go, yeah, man, yeah, I get what you're saying.
And then you couldn't do it.
But like you couldn't. Because it's
like the Baby Shark song. You just can't get it. It's like, Baby Shark. Yeah. So I think that's a good part. I think that's a good place to break the bell at. I think that would do it for us.
Cool, man. Thanks for sticking in this far as long as you guys have. And like I said, we hope to only get better. The only way we get better is with feedback from you guys. So for those of you guys and gals that have given us feedback, thank you. We hope you continue to do so. We hope we've heeded some of your advice and assuaged your fears and all that and whatnot. And if you have more, you got more feedback, we're always taking it. I mean,
we definitely want feedback on December history for 3-1 if anybody has
that as well. Yeah,
any
for sure.
Any time frame, Korea, Vietnam would be cool. We really need to touch more in the Vietnam area.
We need to touch more Vietnam vets.
Yeah, we need to touch them. We need to get up close and personal. So
I'm not going to. There's some hard motherfuckers. I'm not going to fuck with.
If I had to pick a vet line, I think I'll leave them alone. So.
Yeah, so, but again, just thanks for tuning in, and if you guys have more feedback, throw it in the comments. That stuff's always appreciated. And
comment, like, and subscribe.
Like, comment, subscribe. We will do our best to heed your advice and answer your questions and all that stuff.
Yeah, cool. All right, guys. Well, next time you'll hear from us will be from the beautiful state of Indiana, and we'll talk to you guys later.
Cheers, fuckers.
Cheers.